Here's the Sammy chart. I mean, you can't really read it because it's so... There's so much. Essentially, there's this huge fucking multiversal conflict going on, and I could go on for fucking hours and hours and hours explaining it. What video is this? This is the second episode of the WoW Classic series at 3 minutes and 9 seconds in. So essentially, I'm just going to keep playing this tune. Essentially, in the center of the multiverse, there is, and this is objective, this is real. This is all real, okay? Buckle in, strap yourself in. This isn't some fucking fairy tale. So get used to it. This is what the real world's like. In the center of the multiverse, right? And the multiverse is every single possible and impossible universe and reality that can, can't, doesn't exist, right? It's every single thing that is feasible and not feasible within the confines of our laws of physics and outside of it. And there's an infinite copy of every single universe that exists, every single timeline from said universe, so on and so forth. An endless array of literally everything and nothing, everything that can, can't, cannot, should not, will not be, etc. You get it. And in the center is a soda shop ran by this guy named Chipper. And the soda shop is this like pastel, neat ass place, and Chipper is this really mad gay guy. He's kind of like Squidward in a way. He hates his fucking life because he's the god of the multiverse and has to deal with everybody. So he just kind of chooses not to. And the soda shop, the interesting thing about the soda shop is each and every single soda is one of the universes. It's the hub, it's the heart of this multiverse. It's an infinite array of sodas that are all sparkly and filled with stars, multicolored, etc. You get it. And this is the beating heart of the Sammyverse, the beating heart of the Sammy lore. So in every single one of those universes, even the ones that don't apply to this, it still applies to it. If that doesn't make sense, good, it shouldn't. But in every single universe inside these sodas exists a funny guy, a funny bloke in a blue shirt who can snap his fingers. These guys are called Sammys. Now, usually their name is Sammy in each and every single universe, but odds are sometimes their names aren't Sammy. They're just a guy in a blue shirt who can snap their fingers and is funny. But look out for them. They exist, and they are dangerous, and I'll tell you why. A Sammy's fate is to die. If a Sammy does not die, they turn into one of the beetle-headed princes of Anshoka, a dark god that can snap their tendrils and erase anything from existence. Anything that they wish. So as every single blue-shirted funny person has to die, they must pass away. They must be killed. So, Nachonius, this guy who lives in the black beaches of Anshoka, he decided to create this infinite army called the Washrooms, which are just fucking whatever. They're guys named the Washrooms. Don't confuse them with the Bathrooms. That's a different faction from later. The Washrooms, they go across the multiverse slaughtering Sammys, led by Young Moth, the lieutenant and general of the Washroomian Legion from the black beaches of Anshoka. And you might be wondering, well, these guys, the beetle-headed princes of Anshoka, they are also from these black beaches of Anshoka. And that's because the first Sammys to live long enough to transform, they gave themselves to Nachonius to tell him what's going on, to tell him, yo, blue-shirted funny guys, they turn into us, and we can't have a universe filled with us, so we gotta get rid of them. And he was like, alright, shit, okay. Now, the first one to ever turn into a Dark Sammy, which is what they're called before they turn into the Beetlehead Princes, was Dark Sammy. He is in an eternal state of being a Dark Sammy. He can snap his fingers and erase anything he pleases from existence. He hangs out in the Hookerbone Haven, which is this fuck-off place in the middle of, he looks menacing. It's this fuck-off place. It's this floating, like, ship in the middle of literally nothingness, in the middle of a vast void. And it's filled with the Hookerbone Hayden's henchmen. These are, like, the rapscallion bastards of the multiverse. These are the criminals. These are the worst of the worst. And Dark Sammy is their herald. He is their leader, for lack of a better word. Young Moth is not allowed in there because of how feared he is, even though he's just a guy who wants to have friends. It's a long and convoluted story, but don't worry about it. So that's Dark Sammy. Then there's Light Sam. Now, Light Sam, I can just cut the corner and tell you, he's sort of the main antagonist of everything in the entire universe, right? Now, if we look at, like, some of the lore that goes way back, I'm talking, like, hold on, let me try and see if I can pull it up. Yeah, here we go. If I go back to, like, the first war, like the old war, for example, like, this is the creation when Crabjack Joe and Nachonius appeared out of nowhere. Crabjack Joe invented Ufbercaria, as well as all the infinite universes inside of his pond. The pond spilling out, filling the soda. You get it. Then there is Poopoff, etc. There's just a lot of lore. The Second Age, things like that. And, during the Poopoff age, everything was kind of... All the strings were being pulled by this guy, by Light Sam. And it turns out he was actually, like, the main antagonist of the thing the entire time. Wait, what the fuck is that? The cult thing you told me about from yesterday? Yes, it is! So, let me see if I can actually go to, Crabjack Joe. Does this still exist? Hold on. It does. Wow, cool. We are the brother... I created this years ago. We are the followers of the great Crabjack Joe, brother of Cthulhu and father of Jerujak Joe. We follow his... Yeah, this was the cult. This was the cult's, like, webpage. Yeah, a lot of it doesn't hold up. But the lore is kind of canon. But yeah, the parasitical bitch that manipulated all the things, post Crabjack Joe cult during the ages of, yeah, crabjackjoe.com. So after the age of Nachonius and Crabjack Joe, there came the Second Age. This was the period where there was Poopoff and the Poopofrians, the Mookles, the Nachoniuses, Drakirians, stuff like that, living in a sort of fantasy world, though Light Sam was manipulating it and kind of destroying it from the inside out. His reasons are ambiguous, no one really knows why, but one thing's for certain. Everywhere and anywhere in the multiverse, if you leave a light on, there will be mushrooms that grow, and you can't see them because they're not meant for human sight. It's not meant for our five senses to pick up on, but it kind of grows in between the spaces as we know them instead of on the space, if that makes sense. So this fungus, it grows in between what we can perceive, and we cannot see them, no matter how hard we try, no matter what technology we find or whatever. And this fungus, it laughs. It always laughs, and the laughter grows and grows and grows, and we still don't know why exactly Light Sam does this, and I don't think we're supposed to know, because Light Sam, he's so far beyond our perception of humanity, so far beyond of our perception of what is within the confines of our laws of physics, that no one really knows what's going on with what he wants or what his goal is, etc. Washroom 45 was a legendary war hero. He was the 45th Washroom. He killed the first Sammy. Normal Sammy, he was the first Sammy that was known. Keith, he's just a guy. He says, bro, simps. If you want that, there's a video on my channel just called Keith. That kind of just sums it up. There's Elemental Sams that goes into more in depth into how the Sammyverse kind of works, how they can be split up into elemental forms. though they usually are just in their normal forms of being blue shirt, snap finger, funny, and they have to die. So if you ever see somebody with a blue shirt, just know they gotta go. They have to die. And there's probably a washroom agent somewhere in this universe looking for them. There was this video. My internet might crash looking for it. But I'll try my best. Hold on. So this was in a Chills video. And it really, like, blew my mind that this... I'm just going to set it to 720 so it doesn't crash my internet just in case. This really blew my mind that this is, like... This was in a Chills video. Because it makes no sense unless he's in on, he's in on, like, the reality.
Number 2, scary dashcam footage. While fleeing justice, you might barely escape with your life. This dashcam footage was captured on camera in January of 2015 by the Eureka Police in California. The dispatcher alerts the cops that a suspect wearing a blue shirt is fleeing on his bicycle. The cops are on it. They quickly round a corner and head to the address. The suspect is spotted up ahead, flying down the road on said bicycle. The police speed up, making several turns as the suspect flees. They tell the man over the megaphone to stop, saying it's not worth it.
Hey, bud, it's not worth it, bro.
But the suspect thinks it is and continues on, somehow believing he's going to outrun a vehicle. They remain on his tail, while another police car is seen approaching from the other direction, trying to corner him in.
Change order 5. 31's up. Hey, just stop, man. It's not worth it, man. The canine.
The man dodges them, while the first police car continues to track him. In the end, the inevitable happens.
In the end, the inevitable happens. And that's how it ended. Like, that's literally just a thing in one of Chill's videos. And, like, I don't watch Chills, but my mom watches Chills. So she sent that to me, and she was like, he knows. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it makes no sense why he would do that. Like, he emphasized the fact that he was wearing a blue shirt. The cops were, like, really unprofessional. Like, yo, it's not worth it, bro. Like, a washroomian agent would be like. And then, like, he ends it by saying the inevitable happens. And that's the end of the clip. What the fuck was I supposed to get from that if I'm not in on this? If I'm not in on the lore? Like, what? So, yeah, there's that. They are fucking crazy. Let me answer your question though. What happens if I kill a Sammy? Can I become one of the washroom guys? I guess. I mean, like, usually you can't really do that because like a Sammy's charisma will be so much that like you probably wouldn't be able to kill him, or he would be so powerful, like a Dark Sam, or even like. There's also the armies of Light Sam that were derived, like Light Sammys. They are Sammys that worship death. They anticipate death so that they can be sort of reborn into a place, into like a mindset where there is no life or death, right? So it's very odd. It's this very strange concoction, the Light Sammys, the Dark Sams. These are very powerful entities. And the normal blue shirt Sammys that you see around the universe, they see around the multiverse, they're probably gonna get killed by a washroom anyways. But if you do manage to kill one, then you will probably be contacted by... I mean, Nachonius is dead. He was killed in the first war. Or actually, sorry, the second war. I mean, if we're really talking about technicalities, it was the third war, but in terms of like documented history, it's the second war. In the pig factory, someone, I'm not gonna say who, it was me, ate a pig and killed Nachonius. It was this big theatrical thing. It's okay. So Nachonius won't contact you, but one of the Washroomian agents will probably come find you. This is not me telling you to kill someone with a blue shirt, by the way. Your Honor, it's a bit. And then Kicksum, this guy, he's a whole other story. He's just kind of tacked on, but that's his whole other thing. Just wait till you see the news. If I could do anything with my life. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Sammys are creatures with at least a singular presence in every universe and within each multiverse of the Soda Shop, even in places where they can and do not exist. They still do. They are identified by blue shirts, the ability to snap, the joke, and they are hunted by an order known as the Washrooms, created by the late Nachonius and led by General Young Moth after the battle of the pig factory in which Washroom 45 lost his life. Sammys turn into Dark Sams if they are to live long enough, which is why they are always destined to die. They need to die. If they do not, they become an all-consuming cosmic god that can snap away any existence that they please with their fingers and laugh ever if they split the even if, like, they split universe something. This fucking text is hard to read because it's so, like, grainy. Dark Sammy is the leader of the Dark Sams, as well as the Council of Anshoka, a group of 13 beetle-headed princes who were to succeed Nachonius in the event of his downfall, who failed to do so due to their Dark Sam origins. Their main base of operations is Hookerbone Haven. Sammys, who chase after death to cleanse themselves of the darkness that they are born with, often join Light Sam, the most deadly cosmic entity that to exist in the multiverse, a being of multiversal fungus who festers in light. You leave a lamp on too long, blah blah blah, we talked about that. Light Sammys routinely kill themselves in raffles in the Fungusverse and are protected by a legion of renegade washrooms known as the Bathrooms, commanded by Sir Snood of Cunt. The original Sammy was a war friend in the war in Honkolia, and a sudden death brought about suspicious questions that Washroom 45 simply insisted upon never give him lore, never work out the truth, though by seeking out the truth it became knowledge, and by becoming knowledge it became tangible and real. Yeah, Sir Snood of Cunt. Cunt was a city. It was a white city with lots of overgrowth that appeared in my dreams a lot. It was a reoccurring location. And eventually it was industrialized and taken over by some guy named Mr. Business, who was one of the antagonists in Poop-Off, which was a Microsoft Paint animated shitpost series that I made in 2016 that followed the first war in the Old Age. These were like the descendants of Crabjack Joe. But yeah, that's like the too long didn't read summary of... Yeah, Mr. Business, he was an interesting antagonist because his business was making businesses and then selling the businesses to people. I don't know how it works. I don't give a shit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah. That's like the too long didn't read version. Oh yeah, and the Mudrakers, they in the battle for Honkolia, as the battle of the pig factory was happening and Nachonius was dying, Nachonius cursed all of the soldiers to be forever children. They're down here, and so they're cursed with eternally being children, except for their leader, who ran away when the curse was offered unto the Mudrakers. So he ages when everyone else does not, so he's always looked down upon. His name is Mudrakir, but he redeems himself, it's fine. But he's an interesting character. There's just a lot to this. There's a lot of ages and wars and a lot of deities and everything, but it basically boils down to this like too long didn't read chart. I created this chart for people who wanted to kind of get like a feel of the Cozyverse without fully knowing like what everything is about. So that's what this is all about. Let me see if I can find it. Like, I leave Easter eggs in my videos all the time about Sammy. Hold on, where is it? This is all Cinderfall stuff. I think it's when I'm making my character. Yeah, here it is.
Buckle in, bitch, for a story that begins at character creation.
Yeah, look, this guy's wearing a blue shirt and his name is Sammy. Like, I leave Easter eggs all the time in everything that I make, and it's only for like a couple seconds, but it's in every single thing that I make. There will always be a Sammy Easter egg. I connect everything to the Sammyverse. In my Elden Ring video, I'm literally killing a version of Light Sam, and I say that multiple times. With this lore explanation, you'll have a more detailed understanding of Flower Stain. That's also true. Yeah, there is a Sammy connection in Flower Stain. You have no idea how much I'll be on the lookout for it now. I'm so glad. There's so much of it. In Flower Stain, I literally just fucking... My monitor just went out. That was weird. There's a, an episode of not Shadowlands, of Flower Stain where I just do like a deep dive in Sammy out of nowhere. Not into Sammy, into the Sammy lore. I just don't remember where exactly it is. Because, I mean, like, it took place in the afterlife. How could I not bring up Sammy? It's just there's so much shit in Flower Stain. It's so hard to find it. I don't know what chapter it was in. Oh, wait, maybe it was towards the end? The end game? Oh, yeah, it was. Let's listen to what I had to say in 2020 about Sammy.
Joke, but who are all dead. I bet it would be a rather funny place. The texture of every surface would be smiling like those old smiling stickers you would get at Walmart. And the very wind would always be laughing. The trees would be made of pure joke essence, and their branches would snap their fingers and chuckle. What a place that would be. I wanted to theory craft a bit, and I went to see if maybe I could get into the Sammyverse early by doing a Sammy speedrun, but I didn't exactly go anywhere. The soul of Sammy just kind of sits there now on my character selection screen. Yeah. Man. Rest in peace, Sammy. There's all...
Man. Rest in peace, Sammy. And it's true. Hold on, let me open World of Warcraft real quick. Just to show you, like, he's still there. He never left. I even have, like, the video of my Sammy speedrun. And I almost did it in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Which would have been funny. It was like 4 minutes and 19 seconds. And I was like, fuck! To be fair, that's even funnier. There's Ehud, the only man who has a father. There he is. Sammy. Look, he's dead, wearing a blue shirt. Yeah. This is, welcome to my world. So that's the Too Long Didn't Read version of the Sammyverse lore. Be on the lookout for people in blue shirts. It's insane how deep it is, and this is just like the surface. If I did like I could do like an iceberg video on it, and it would be like 8 hours long. And it would be insanely fucking convoluted and complex and in-depth. If I did it chronologically, it would be even longer. Like, if I told the story chronologically, it would be so fucky and, like, Just n- it's just not worth it though. It's not worth it to tell that whole lore story. Just like 12 years of inside jokes that created this multifaceted, huge, like, multiverse that I just made for shits and giggles. It's the practice lore. Alright, my, throat hurts, though, admittedly. So I think I am going to log out of Twitch and stop streaming. But thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the, Thank you so much for the stream, of course. Tea. I will probably drink tea. I learned a lot. I'm so glad. There's, hold on, real quick before I leave. If I open Discord real quick. Oh, hello. Whew. Let's go into, my old server. Here we go. Okay. Where is the Sammy channel? Here it is. There was a lot of times where we were like just looking for Sammys, or like we would put Sammy's, like anytime we found a Sammy, we would put him here. The original Sammy, this was like just writings about Sammy. Could it be Space Sam real? Perhaps a demonstration of his psychic powers. There was a comedy club that was called like the Mudraker, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here it is at Mudraker Cafe, and there was a guy doing stand-up comedy in a cafe called the Mudrakers Cafe, and he was wearing a blue shirt. I found a Sammy in Mudraker Cafe. The first charge. There's just so much, like, this is real.
Sarcastic take on things you can and cannot say related to Palestine.
Okay, well, that's not funny, Sammy. But you understand what I mean. Like, these guys are real. They exist. This is a real thing. I manifested it into existence completely on accident. Then there's the lore. This is basically like a rundown of the lore in chronological order for the most part. I'm not gonna read that right now. There might come a day where I hire someone to read that or something. I think that'd be kind of funny. But yeah. It has a good ending though. So yeah, the lore is really complex. It's very long. There's a lot to it, but it all revolves around a guy in a blue shirt who snaps his fingers, and he's funny, and his name is Sammy. And yeah, that's about how that works. Oh wait, shit. Actually, tomorrow, before I stop streaming, thank you everyone for stopping by too, and I hope everyone has a good day. And thank you for watching. But before I stop streaming, and I'm not baiting you out this time. I know I do that a lot, but tomorrow